taken beautifully.
Tino's wonderful. He's coming.
Offloading to the position of their memory. And finished a beautiful offload.
Welcome to St. John's Easter Festival. It's been raining and we've been off the field for a long time now. But we're going to start the last match of the day. Paarl Boys High and Windhoek Gymnasium are going to take the field. It's muddy and it's wet. On my right hand side, Sifiso, welcome back. It's a little cold in Johannesburg now, but it's time for this great game to start. Paarl Boys High versus the guys from Windhoek Gymnasium.
Yes, no, definitely. It feels good to be back with you, Fraser. I really look forward to this game, even though I don't feel the conditions may suit the style of maybe perhaps some of Windhoek per se, because we did speak about it earlier on that Paarl Boys High could be more accustomed to these conditions, because in the Western Cape, this is definitely sometimes the conditions they play under.
It's definitely that, what you said there, Sifiso, the guys from Paarl Boys High will be ready and rearing to go for this. It's the type of conditions that they have in the Cape most of the time, so that's the rugby that they play. So they will be far better in the conditions as it is on the field. The field is wet underfoot. There's a wind blowing, a chilly wind in Johannesburg, but the guys from Windhoek Gymnasium is going to give their best. I think they came far and they travelled far, so they are ready for this. And I think the guys from Paarl Boys High will make sure that they get the best out of this night.
Yes, no, definitely. I really do look forward to it and seeing how the boys actually end up handling the ball, of course. Perhaps maybe teams will look to hold on to the ball more rather than that expansive rugby where they just throw the ball around. As we did see Paarl Boys in that first game on day one, where they were just, the offloads were just very, very popular within them. So it's going to be interesting to see if they really keep up with that sort of play.
The kick-off from Windhoek Gymnasium. Paarl Boys High wat die bal dadelik daar verloor. Hy's aangeslaan. Windhoek wat dadelik op die aanval is. Bal wat uitgeslinger word hier na die Windhoek manne toe. Bal wat opgehou word daar deur Paarl Boys High. Die loskrumsvorm, hulle kan hom nie gebruik nie. Paarl Boys High wat die voordeel daar kry. Well done to the guys from Paarl. They did brilliantly to keep the ball off the ground, and they are very happy and they are ready to go. The first set piece of this match, the scrum that's going to take place, and it's Paarl Boys High that's going to feed it. The scrum off from Paarl Boys High, Vian van der Sand, he played a brilliant game on Thursday as well. Die manne van Paarl Boys High wat regtig waar reg is vir hierdie wedstryd. Dit lyk asof hulle aan die gang is en reg is.
Yes, no, definitely, Fraser. That will definitely be a big victory for Paarl Boys High right now, especially mentally, going on to see what else happens in the game. So they'll definitely take that as a positive, of course, winning that scrum. Of course, now just before there's a puts in for Paarl Boys High, it's an opportunity for them to really get going now and get out of their half.
It's wet underfoot. Paarl Boys High got the ball in hand. Dit lyk vir hulle baie goed. Bal wat veld afgeskop word, ver veld afgeskop word. So moet kyk hoe die bal daar op, maar die bal gaan lê daar net voor die doellyn van Windhoek Gymnasium. Hulle skop die bal terug. Spelers wat daar die bal binnekant toe slinger. Paarl Boys High wat so met 'n voet aangee probeer hier na die oorkant toe en hy skop die bal op die kwartlyn uit van Welkom of Windhoek Gymnasium, skuis daarvoor. Windhoek Gymnasium wat bietjie onder druk is daar en Paarl Boys High wat alles in hulle mag, alles in die stryd sal werp om hierdie lyn staan te vat. The feed from Windhoek Gymnasium. The hooker there, Sean van Wyk, is going to feed the line out. It's a little bit of a messy line out there, but Windhoek takes the ball and the scrum of Janu du Plessis kicked the ball. Paarl Boys High is going to make a few steps around. Jacques Rousseau
And we do, of course, see Paarl Boys High now on the attack once more. They do have the ball. They seem to be keeping it close, but as you can see, that rugby ball is like a bar of soap right now, just slipping straight through the hands there. But they do keep in control of it. And there's a little dab through there by Gideon van Wyk.
Gideon van Wyk wat baie mooi die bal daar deurskop en Windhoek wat nie die bal onder beheer daar kan kry nie. Like you said, Sifiso, it's like a bar of soap. It's not going to be easy to handle this ball. We're 3 minutes into this half. We haven't seen much of the set pieces, but we've seen the ball more than 5 times onto the ground. Paarl Boys, I took it in the line out. They're driving. The driving maul is going on. The driving maul is still going, and the ball is still at the back. It's the hooker, Alistair Williams. Alistair Williams on the ground. Alistair Williams scored the first try of the match in the 4th minute of this game. Brilliant move, a brilliant driving maul, and you can see the big pack of Paarl Boys will definitely have an influence in this game.
Yes, no, of course, Fraser, like we did say before, this Paarl Boys team is a really, really well-oiled machine. And as we saw there, just off that line out there, a good throw in there by, of course, Alistair Williams. And then he quickly joins the line out as they maul the ball forward, moving slightly towards the poles. And we could see defensively, Windhoek were nowhere to be seen. Of course, that well-oiled machine eventually got right over the line. And of course, it was a try there by that man, Alistair Williams.
Brilliant move, and the fly off. Kian Meaden comes forward. He steps. It looks like a brilliant kick. It's straight through the middle, and he adds the 2 points. Paarl Boys High, with 4.5 minutes gone in the first half, lead by 7 points to 0. Windhoek Gymnasium.
And of course there, Fraser, if we just remember that game on day one, Kian Meaden had a beautiful day, managing to slot all 9 of the tries that Paarl Boys High actually scored. So it should be interesting to see how he performs today with the boots.
Ja, verseker, Sifiso, die manne wat regtig waar onder moeilike omstandighede hier speel. Die seuns probeer altyd hulle bes. Windhoek wat die bal daar uit die kwartgebied uit hardloop. 'n Kort chip hier so oorgee. Weer 'n keer 'n skoppie daardeur. Dit is nommer 23 daar. Jean-Pierre Steyn wat baie goed daar agter doen. Hy het die bal 'n paar keer wat hy hier oor en weer laat gaan het met 2 goeie skoppe. Dink hulle sal regtig ver om moet dophou. Hy lyk vir my so 'n mannetjie wat lus is om te hardloop.
And of course that man, Alistair Williams, feeds the ball in, but it's won by Windhoek, who immediately throw the ball around. Of course, it is a flanker there taking the ball in, and it's immediately played short to Herschel van Wyk, who's eventually tackled just short of the 50-meter line, and a little dab through as we find Judison chasing there, but the ball is eventually cleared again by Paarl Boys High in a really good position for the boys from Paarl. Now they get to set up and compete for lineouts right deep in the 22-meter area of Windhoek Gym. So it'll be interesting to see really who wins this one, because we've already seen with Paarl Boys High already losing their previous lineouts. So it's still possible. It can be anyone's ball, in fact, due to the conditions as well.
Die heel agter Jacques Rousseau wat 'n baie goeie skoppie daar geskop het. Hy was onder druk gewees, maar baie mooi reggemaak. En die lynstand wat daar ingegooi word, hy skeef, en dit lyk asof Paarl Boys High besluit het om skram daar te neem. Paarl Boys High wat definitief met Wian van der Sand gaan definitief daar uit 'n 15 meter spasie om te gebruik in terme van die kantlyn, die klein kantjie. En ek dink hulle sal miskien daardie opsie oorweeg saam met Andrei, saam met die 8ste man daarso, Gideon van Wyk wat ook 'n goeie wedstryd gehad het donderdag. Wian van der Sand in die binnesentrum waar reguit op hom afhardloop. Tyler Box het ook 'n goeie wedstryd gehad, maar die bal wat aangeslaan word daar deur Tyler Box, en dit is Windhoek Gymnasium wat die speler daar kry. So op Charmaine van Wyk wat sê, good rugby, excellent sportsmanship and great expectations. May the rugby win. Go Paarl Boys, we believe in you. Hip Hop Smith Ice. it's awesome to see that the people are actually live streaming this and watching the game wherever they are.
I definitely like that name, Hip Hop Smith Ice. A very interesting one there. And of course, something that's also interesting is on the field there. Of course, we are seeing a lot of handling errors that are really pinning the teams back in terms of the way they attack. And as we saw there with Paarl boys already just failing to collect the ball, and of course that scrum eventually being awarded to Windhoek, who are now able to actually clear their lines and hopefully create something better far up the field.
Daar is 'n besering op die stadion met een van die spelers van Windhoek Gymnasium wat hier op sy rug lê. Safisa, that was the one thing that we spoke before the game. Because of the wet conditions underfoot, the safety of the players is one of the things that we need to look at. And there is the first injury, and it looks like it's the number 4 from Windhoek, Michael Teinsma. He's on his feet, but it looks like he's going to be... No, he's not. It looks like it's just his quad that's been hurt a little. He's hobbling onto the scrum. Looks like he'll be ready to take his place. Michael Teinsma is ready to take his place in the forwards.
And yes, of course, as we of course await that scrum that's been awarded to Windhoek Gym, we'll see if the men in black and red with a dash of white, it can really push Paarl boys back and really get that front foot ball and feed it into the back line, and hopefully a good chance for Windhoek to clear their lines and move into Paarl boys territory.
I see that Cornelis Liebenberg left the field. Looks like a cut on the forehead. Jacques Rousseau tread back, and he gave the ball to the number 11, who played a brilliant game as well. Javier Farmer played a brilliant match. Paarl boys wat nog steeds die bal daar in die hand het. Hy kom weer terug, Wian van der Sand, Tyler Box, bal wat ongelukkig weer daar aangeslaan word. En Windhoek Gymnasium wat die bal daar opvat. Dit is die vaskopstit. Ethan Tiart. Soos ek nou net gesê het, hierdie bal is so glad so seep. En hy's aangeslaan daar deur Windhoek Gymnasium. Maar die skeieregter gaan terug na die eerste fout toe, waar Paarl boys die bal aangeslaan het. En Windhoek Gymnasium het geen voordeel gekry nie en hulle het weer 'n scrum. Sifiso, you can see that the guys from Windhoek is under a lot of pressure, and that will create the mistakes that they will have. But I hope that they can get into rhythm and get to the play that they want to play during this match.
Yes, of course, and we're seeing the physical battles as well that are going on, which is something interesting because, of course, all the players, and it is Windhoek who've actually cleared their lines now, and they seemingly have found touch just before that 50-meter line. It's sort of in a good area considering where they started, so they do have a line out now. There is a line out now with Alistair Williams throwing in for Paarl Boys High.
Die Paarl Boys High span wat regtig baie druk op die Windhoek Gymnasium span sit, is goeie ingooi daar deur Alistair Williams en hy word agtergevat daar deur Paarl Gymnasium se nommer 18.
It does seem there's a more moving, and it's moving quite quickly with Windhoek seemingly failing to hold it down, and it is that man Alistair Williams who peels off and runs, and it's fed in short. And it does look like Paarl Boys are definitely moving forward here, and that would definitely be their intention, looking at the way they're playing, as the ball is fed off quickly into the corner. And it does seem that it is that man,
Reyes du Plessis. If our score sheets are correct, if our team lists are correct, Reyes du Plessis, he dove over there for the second try of Paarl Boys High. Let's just see there again.
As the ball's played through the hands very well, and the two players actually collide into each other, but the ball is eventually fed out wide, and it's a try in the corner. A beautiful one for Paarl Boys High.
Reyes du Plessis scored the second try in this clash against Windhoek Gymnasium. Kian Meaden's got a difficult conversion that has to take place. But like you said, Sifiso, he did a brilliant job on Thursday, but it is a little bit wet underfoot. We'll have to see if he can do the same as he did on Thursday. But he's a steady kicker. And he stroked it brilliantly. It's straight through the middle, and his tally of kicks just goes on and on. Paarl Boyshai leads by 14 points to 0 with 13 minutes done in the first half.
You know, Fraser, there, if I'm not mistaken, it's 11 out of 11 now so far in the festival for Kian Meaden. Something that's brilliant, something that's quite rare in South African rugby these days, where we've actually got kickers that are so accurate, especially at this level, at schoolboy level. It's brilliant to see, and will really be a confidence booster for the rest of his teammates.
Definitely, whenever they're in striking distance, they know that they'll be able. Brilliantly done there by the guys from Windhoek. The number 18 took the ball straight off, but Paarl Boyshai took it off him. It was taken there by Windhoek's number 18, Jaco Enslin, but it was wrestled away from him by the number 3, Sebastian Lombard. And Windhoek's got another chance to see if they can put some points on the board. But they need to put the phases on, and the guys from Paarl Boyshai will definitely have. They tried the best to take the ball off there. Windhoek Gymnasium wat daar sterk deur hardloop, die loskopstit Herschel van Wyk wat baie sterk aan hardloop, die skramskakel Janu Du Plessis wat die bal daar aangee, 'n skitterende duikslag daar deur Tyler Box. Sorry, we just have to confirm that Angelo was the scorer of the second try, Angelo Osh. And there, Kian Meaden, the brilliant movement from the Paarl Boyshai. Kian Meaden that scored the third try for the guys from Paarl Boyshai. So we just need to make that correction. The try was scored by Angelo Osh. And brilliant play by the guys from Paarl Boyshai. Brilliant move. Like we said, the things that they're going to have to look at the review.
The way they play that ball out is a little bit of a dummy there. Loses one defender before being able to round and slide in right under the poles. A beautiful try indeed. That build up to that was absolutely magnificent. I really enjoyed seeing that. It was beautiful.
Briljant. En Kian Meaden wat nou gaan aanneem om te kyk of hy sy eie 3 kan verdoel. Hy het al moeiliker skoppe gehad as hierdie ene. Kian Meaden kom vorentoe. Hy tref hom. Hy's tussen die pale deur. Hy verdoel sy eie 3. Die derde 3 van Paarl Boyshai. En die telling dan nou 21-0 in die guns van Paarl. Sifiso, my opinion, the first 15 minutes, 16 minutes of this game, it's been Paarl Boyshai all the way, and the guys from Windhoek will have to get into gear if they want to contest this game.
Yes, no, definitely. They're really going to have to start taking a bit more control of the ball as well. Because as we can see, it's not easy to just throw those passes around because a lot of handling errors are costing them at the moment. And that was a beautiful take there by Paarl Boyshai, who now sets up a ruck. But it does seem that the referee has given them a penalty.
It's an offside penalty. They knocked the ball on, and the player in front played the ball. So that means that it's a penalty for an offside offence. And it looks like the players from Windhoek Gymnasium said that they're not going to kick to poles. They're just going to put it out into touch and see if they can put a 5-pointer on the board.
Yes, no, definitely. There wouldn't be quite a point for them to get just the 3 if they're trailing by 21 points. So, of course, but it's going to be really tricky because as we've seen, the lineouts haven't been the best because as we see that other one as well, Windhoek have knocked it on and then possibly a dangerous tackle there, and the referee has eventually blown for that, given Paarl Boyshai a penalty, so it's another opportunity to just move up the field. And it is a yellow card for that man, number 18 for Jaco Enslin. So Windhoek have lost a man for a few moments as he heads to the sin bin after that dangerous tackle. So an opportunity right here for Paarl Boys to get out their 22-meter area and then possibly cause another threat upfield as the ball is lofted just short of that 50-meter line.
Dit is 'n groot verlies. Ons wil net daar vir ons kykers net sê, ons sit met spanlyste wat ons van die bestuur af kry en ons weet nie hoe hulle dit verander nie. Maar ons wil dan net sê op die stadium, die skramskakel is dan Kian Barnard aan die kant van Paarl Boys High. En ons vra om verskoning dat as miskien 'n foutjie hier en daar sal maak, want die spanlyste wat hy vir ons deurgegee is bietjie anderster. En dit is dan Kian Barnard wat dan die skramskakel is van Paarl Boys High. En Jacques Rousseau is dan die nommer 15, soos ons dan al 'n paar keer al reeds gesê het. Smaak reg daar vir die skram daar van Windhoek Gimnasium en die skramskakel van Windhoek Gimnasium, Jane Du Plessis, wat dan die bal daar kan insit in hierdie vaste faset. Daar is 'n opstel vir die manne van Windhoek Gimnasium.
Of course it is Windhoek who put in through Janu Du Plessis, who plays it quickly but another handling error lets Windhoek down, and Paarl Boys have regathered to Kian Meeden, who kicks through, but his little dab through is blocked.
Die nommer 23 van Windhoek Gimnasium lyk vir my soos Jean-Pierre Steyn, wat diens doen daar in die heel agterposisie. Hy is vir ons opgegee as die vleuel, maar Jean-Pierre Steyn wat op die stadium regtig waar 'n groot indruk laat met die manier waarop hy die wedstryd benaderend speel. So dit is dan Kian Barnard wat hierdie bal insit.
Oh, a lovely little switch through, and it does
Jacques
seem
Rousseau.
that
Nee,
Jacques
dit is
Rousseau,
Quinn Horn that came through there, the number 13 from Paarl Boys High. Quinn Horn that did brilliantly there. He ran the straight line into the gap and he went straight through and he scored.
and as we see there, it's a pickup there from the scrum, and then it's played right into Quinn Horn there, who steps and then beats the men in the inside and eventually slides through right next to the poles. Another beautiful try there for Paarl Boys High. Of course, now they've got the momentum. It's going to be really, really hard to stop them from here. As we see Kian Meeden also lining up his kick now to try and make it 4 out of 4 so far.
Kian Meeden, brilliant kicker from Paarl Boys High. He's getting ready for the 4th conversion for his team, the 4th try. And it's his first miss of the tournament. Safiso, that must be the commentator's curse. It said that he's doing so brilliantly at this moment, and there he misses quite an easy kick to put his team in the lead still with 26 points to 0.
Yes, no, definitely. But I'll go and blame the conditions there because I feel he really deserves to actually slot all of them. He's been brilliant so far, not just with his kicks, but through his play as well. Because Quinn Horn's try there was actually mainly because of that man, Kian Meeden, who played that inside pass.
No, he's definitely the general at the back there, but you can see the conditions suit the guys from Paarl Boys, and you can see that they actually play brilliant rugby in these conditions. You can see their handling is a little bit better. Kian Meeden puts in the kick, brilliantly fielded by the number 23 of Windhoek, but he loses his footing. Number 23 is Jean-Pierre Steyn. We'll have to check that if that is correct as well.
And we do, of course, thank the viewers as well for correcting the names, of course, because we do get team sheets here long before, and coaches do sometimes decide to just change the teams just before the games kick off. So we do apologize if we do have a few errors with the names that we do pronounce. But of course it is Windhoek who are now on the attack. Still playing in their half though. with Paarl Boys are looking ever so confident in their defensive systems.
Paarl Boys het ongelukkig die bal daar vashou en die skramskakel daar van Windhoek Gimnasium wat op die stadium die bal aanvat. Janu Du Plessis. Bal kom uit. Hy word aangegee. Jy kan sien die kondisies op die stadium. Paarl Boys tel die bal daarop en hulle maak reg om daar verder te gaan. Dit is die skramskakel Kian Barnard wat die bal reguit in die hande skop van Windhoek Gimnasium. Hy word diep geskop. Dit lyk vir hy soos Jacques, hy besluit hy gaan hardloop. Daar is spoed en jy kan sien hy gaan binnekant toe, hy gaan buitekant toe. Javier Farmer wat die bal daar het, hy stap in die binnekant deur. Javier Farmer wat van 'n baie skitterende teenaanval van Paarl Boys die bal onder die paal gaan druk. Jacques did brilliantly in that setup. He saw what was in front of him. He just put off down the gas middle and he went through and he got the speedster on the outside. Look at
as we look through there, he does have a little step, he looks, and then he releases the ball. And of course, it's that man, Javier Farmer, who then breaks and finishes off the move very well and places it just under the poles for an easy kick for his teammates, Kian Meaden. Another brilliant move there from Paarl Boys, showing real great rugby intelligence as well. To really step before releasing the ball, they actually look up and then release the pass, which worked effectively after drawing one defender. And of course, Meaden this time around gets it, sticks it straight through the sticks. And of course, it is Paarl Boys now 33-0 up in a brilliant game so far. That's pretty much been a little bit one-sided. Maybe perhaps we can blame the conditions there for Windhoek as well. Maybe they are used to much drier conditions. But anyway, both teams experience the same conditions, so the game must definitely go on.
Definitief, Sifiso, die manne van Paarl Boys het regtig waar baie goed doen. Hulle hantering is ongelooflik. You can see that they are used to playing in these conditions. The player was in front, but the referee told him to go back. Lost forward by Paarl Boys High. Windhoek's got the ball in hand. They're pushing it forward. Janu Du Plessis weer eens wat die bal uitgee. Die vleuel daarso, nommer 23, John Pierstein, wat gelak word daar deur die Paarl Boys seuns. En Paarl Boys wat die bal dan daar afneem. Onwettig sê die skeieregter. It was done illegally and Windhoek Gymnasium has a man down on the field. It looks like it could be the hooker Sean van Wyk that's on the floor there. We will have a look there quickly. It could be Sean van Wyk or Ethan Tiaart. We will see now. It looks like he's in great pain. But the fly off, Cornelis Liebenberg.
Obviously, Liebenberg in day one as well was the real control of the game. They're really influential in their win in day one, but today it's seemingly very, very tough. Of course, it's different conditions compared to the dry field that we did have last weekend.
It looks like Cornelis Liebenberg is off the field. Sammy Polton that took the kick there. The inside centre moved to fly off. The referee will keep the game back there because the player is in the field of play and the medics there. It looks like they're really concerned about the player on the field there. It looks like a knee injury. It's number 3 from Windhoek Gymnasium, Ethan Tiaart. Ethan Tiaart that's been helped off the field there. Looks like a knee injury. The ball was back there from Windhoek Gymnasium, the scrum off, Janu Du Plessis, and there Boys High got over the ball and they made it very difficult for Janu Du Plessis.
Paarl Boys High, of course, they're managing to earn themselves a penalty there. It's incredible what they're doing. They're always able to turn the ball over in those crucial areas when they're especially defending.
And the educated boot of Kian Meaden just takes play into the Windhoek Gymnasium of, it will be short line out from Paarl Boys High.
Alistair Williams, of course, will look in to feed the ball into this lineout once more for Paarl Boys High. They'll hope it goes very well. And of course, they tapped it down. Maybe not the delivery they would have hoped for, but then again, that man, Ken Meaden, attempts a bit of a cross kick and is quite successful in his attempt for a while, because we find that Windhoek there did manage to collect the ball, but Paarl Boys were very quick to pounce on it and then really compete there at the ruck time. So it's going to be interesting now. Windhoek Gym still have the ball, but they do manage to clear their lines now. But it hasn't gone too far. Paarl Boys High could still have another shot at actually running straight up into that danger zone of Windhoek Gym.
Daar's 'n minuut en 'n half nog in hierdie helfte oor Sifiso en Paarl Boys High wat nog steeds op die aanval is. Sammy Polton wat die bal daar uitgeskop het vir Windhoek Gymnasium. Bal wat uitgeklap word daar uit die hande van Paarl Boys High. Aangeslaan deur die manne van Paarl Boys High en Windhoek Gymnasium wat nou die bal in daardie vaste verset gaan insit. Sifiso, it's still with the weight underfoot. I think that the players' footing in the scrums are really difficult, and I must say that the referee did a good job up until now with all the scrums that took place, and his organisation around that is brilliant. So the guys from Windhoek will feed the ball. You can see the power of Paarl Boys High there.
Yes, of course, the referees, of course, looking at also protecting the players and the safety of the players in those scrums, especially under such conditions. So it's been quite a smooth journey so far, and let's really hope that it continues this way throughout the game and the players stay injury-free.
Definitely. You can see the backline players coming to the forwards and congratulating them on a brilliant scrum. And you can see that Paarl Boys High are really gunning for this game. They're trying the best that they can. And Windhoek Gymnasium is under a lot of pressure from the beginning, and they're still trying their best. You can see there they got the heel against it. The number 8 that's got the ball. He feeds it inside. And number 2, can you believe it? Would love to see who scored that try, but it's definitely not the number that I saw there. We'll have to see in.
And of course, there another brilliant pickup there from Gideon van Wyk, the Paarl Gymnasium 8th man. So it'll be interesting to see who he actually fed the ball into inside, who then finished the move, just to finish quite comfortably with Paarl Boys High now leading 38 points to 0.
Kom ons kyk op die kyk weer. Die bal wat opgetel word daar deur die 8ste man. En dit is Ion van der Berg, die nommer 7 van Paarl Boys High, wat dan oorduik daar. Ion van der Berg, baie mooi, wat Paarl Boys High se 6ste 3 druk. En Kian Meaden wat regmaak vir sy 5de doelskop vir die aand as hy hom oorskop. Hy tref die bal baie mooi, hy seker tussen die pale deur. Sy 5de doelskop en dit maak die telling dan 40-0 en dit is dan ook die halftyd vletjie wat daar blaas. Sifiso, give us your comments on the first half of this game.
Yes, of course, a few errors from the men from Windhoek as well. And on the side of Paarl Boys High, maybe they're not as flowing as they probably wish they would, but they've done the job clearly, because as we can see on the scoreboard at this moment in time, they're up 40 points to 0. So they'll definitely have a lot more positives than Windhoek do going into halftime. Especially the coaches will have a bit more of a job on the Windhoek side rather than the Paarl Boys side. But in the second half, I'm sure the Windhoek boys will look to try keep ball in hand a bit more instead of throwing the ball out and then with the handling errors coming about.
Ons sien baie uit na die tweede helfte. Ons gaan ons kykers nou vir 'n oomblik verlaat en ons sien uit na die tweede helfte tussen Paarl Boys High en Windhoek Gymnasium. Die telling dan halftyd 40-0.
It's time for MTN Easter Mega Deals. This month only, save big with 40 gigs of data for only $199 per month on a 24-month MyMTN Choice 5 gig SIM-only contract. Plus, get a MiFi router for an extra R30 per month. We got you. Sign up for upgrade at an MTN store today. Everywhere you go, MTN.
You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good. Now, go. Go. Now go. Go. Now go. Go. You've got the courage and you're good to go. Standard Bank, moving forward.
Why choose supersonic fiber? Life is complicated, but getting fiber shouldn't be. Supersonic fiber is the simplest connection you will ever make. Signing up is easy. Our 5-step application process is not only free, but will also give you the exact speed required to ensure your family can browse, stream, game, and work with ease. Essentially, it's Internet U.0, designed around you and aimed at making your fiber experience hassle-free. Our on-site stream team will install your free Wi-Fi enabled router and connect all your devices to ensure that you are 100% up and running. They will also conduct a free Wi-Fi coverage assessment before leaving your home to ensure that your home has 100% coverage. The Supersonic app provides you with full control so that you can manage your account and create a package that suits you, giving you the freedom and control to upgrade or downgrade as and when you want. Our smart Wi-Fi app, powered by Plume, offers you 100% control of your Wi-Fi ecosystem. Kids spending too much time online? Limit their access. Granny needs to get on Facebook? Give her instant access. We give you total control of your entire home from anywhere and at any time of the day in the palm of your hand. All with no contracts, no nonsense, just internet. Go ahead, sign up today. It's the simplest, smartest connection you will ever make. Visit supersonic.co.za.
I'm with Sifiso Neo in Johannesburg at St. John's College Easter Festival, and it's Paarl Boys High 40, Windhoek Gym 0, and it's the start of the second half. Sifiso, I hope that the guys from Windhoek will get it together and put some points on the board.
Yes, of course. They'll definitely look to hit back early, as well as just to try just get something behind their name as well. Even let it be a consolation, because I do feel the game's a bit out of touch now with Paarl Boys High 40 points up. And of course there we do have Paarl in possession of the ball, collecting their own kickoff. And they do play it short very quickly. At the moment it is a little bit difficult to really recognize who's picking up the ball, especially with the mud on the back of the Paarl Boys jerseys. The numbers there are quite hidden, but it is a little break there. And it's a beautiful break, actually. And of course, it is that man, Gideon van Wyk, who does cross over.
Brilliant move from the guys from Paarl Boys High. Gideon van Wyk, he let it look so easy with the skills that they had there. Brilliant move. He ran up there and he scored the first try within a minute of the second half. Tyler boxed it well. The short offload, he steps inside and straight through. Gideon van Wyk, as he dives over for Paarl Boys High's 7th try, I think, if I'm not correct.
Yes, of course. And now it is Ken Meaden who does look to add that extra 2 and perhaps take his side to 47 points. 2-0 against Windhoek side. As we see Meaden stepping up. Looks to line it up. And of course he's got that one straight through the poles. And of course he adds the extra 2. The score now sees Paarl Boys High lead Windhoek by 47 points to 0. And of course there, Fraser, another excellent move. We do see the backs of Paarl Boys High got a lot of creativity amongst them, and they're always able to really create something out of it, especially with a bit of a step, eliminating one defender and then feeding the ball off very quickly, which is something that's been quite rare that out of the teams that we've seen here at the festival so far.
Offside again there. The ball was knocked on and the player in front of it played the ball. I think it was Ion Vandenberg that took the ball there. I think, as far as I'm concerned, get some points on the board, but Windhoek Gymnasium says no, we're going to score, we're going to run this. Windhoek Gymnasium takes the ball up there. It's the prop there that took the ball in there, but it's still available for Windhoek. Sammy Polton takes the ball in. It's still available for Windhoek. It's the number 18 there from Windhoek, Jaco Ensslin, that's doing well there. But again, Paarl Boys are taking the ball off that. And I can see that Van der Sant is on the field now. Kian Meaden kicked the ball as he slipped. And now Windhoek got another chance. Brilliant. He just stepped into the player and he went to the inside.
And of course it is Windhoek who still have the ball. They do look to move. They now have the advantage of a scrum there for an infringement done by Paarl Boys High. And it's another pickup and a big drive there from Windhoek. And the referee eventually awards a penalty. Maybe an opportunity here to maybe just try to get some points on the board, just to get that scoreboard pressure, scoreboard confidence up rather from Windhoek.
That's what I would do as well, Sifiso. But Sammy Polton's got the ball in hand there. You can see the moon there and the clouds that's still over above us. And Windhoek is going to tap and go again. Duplessis taps the ball, goes to the 8th man there. Again, Paarl Boys High's got their hands on that ball. Number 16, that's on the field for Paarl Boys High, Delmar Degenaar. And again, the Paarl Boys team is just brilliant at this moment. Tackle made, and the guys, the referee says that the player was offside. I would love to see that again in the slow-mo, because I think that the guy from Windhoek took the ball in the hand and the player came from behind. But the referee ruled that he was coming from the side. And
No,
that
Fraser
means
there. I definitely think I agree with you. I thought the ball was out there and that hit was a legal one. But of course, the referee is closer to the action and perhaps he got a better view.
Zafiso Sammy Polton that take the ball in his hand and he kicks it to the to the touchline closest to us, to the commentary box. And Windhoek is going to take the ball. It's the hooker Sean van Wyk that's going to put in the ball. Let's see. It looks like the 8th man that's in the second jumper.
And of course, it's another stolen ball there. As Paarl Boys High look to really attack now through Cameron Hanekom, who is eventually tackled short. And it's a beautiful clean there as the ball's played out and it slips straight out of Tyler Box's hands there. And as we see, Paarl Boys High still remain in possession of the ball and they keep playing the ball nice and short just to avoid perhaps the players losing the ball. But eventually it does go a bit wayward, but they do manage to recollect it again as they slowly move forward. And it's a lovely clean there as the ball is going to be played through the hands. And it does look like a nice setup there. There is a bit of an overlap here on the left-hand side as the ball's played really quickly through the hands. And it does seem like it is that man there, Cameron Hanekom, who does run through again, but unfortunately ends up losing the ball. And another big hit there from Paarl Boys High, really cleaning their lines. And it is a bit of a charge down there by Gideon van Wyk, the try scorer from that last take. And a bit of a tussle there for the ball.
Paarl Boys High wat baie hard probeer daar om die speler op te hou. Die losgemaal is gevorm en Windhoek Gymnasium wat die bal weer eens daar afstaan. Maar die nommer 20 van Paarl Boys High wat opkom met Cameron Hanekom maak 'n groot verskil in hierdie span. He did brilliantly down the touchline and he went inside. And just again, you can see that the ball is slippery and I see the touch judge, the assistant referee on the side, is speaking to the referee. We will have to see what's going to come of that. Looks like it's one of the Windhoek Gymnasium players that's been called.
And it is, of course, that man, Ethan Tiat, who has been called in, and the ref chats to him. Perhaps just give him a bit of a warning before things start to get out of hand. And it is, of course, a penalty to Paarl Boys High. Another opportunity for them to get that ball rolling again, perhaps, and running straight towards the poles.
It looks like it was a shoulder charge, Sifiso, and he could be lucky that he didn't get a yellow card there, because shoulder charge, more or less, in any type of rugby is a yellow card nowadays. So Ethan Tiat is really, really lucky that he didn't get the yellow card there. Paarl Boys High. And there they did it. It's they didn't bind. They didn't commit to the ruck, and that means that it's a penalty for Windhoek Gymnasium. It's obstruction. The ball needed to stay in the front. Sammy Polton's got the ball in hand. He's been taking over the kicking duties since the fly off Cornes Liebenberg was off the field. It's a better kick from Sammy Polton. He's halfway between the 10-meter and the halfway line in the Windhoek half. And you can see that number 20 is on the field as well. Ethan Redman is on the field as well.
We see a quick shift there, but the ball is eventually knocked on by Windhoek as Paarl Boys High do recollect. The ball's played out very quickly there by Vian van der Sant.
Cameron Hanekom wat weer eens die bal daar kry. Maar hierdie manne van Tyler Box wat op in die kant toe stap. Quinnon, skies, dit is die heel agter Jacques Rousseau. En dan die vleuel aan die oorkant. Angelo Osh wat daar oorduik. Angelo Osh duik oor vir sy tweede 3 vanaand. Skitterend gedoen daar deur die speler van Paarl Boys High. Tyler Box got something different in his play. You can see that he sums up what's in front of him. He stepped to the inside and then Jacques Rousseau on his shoulder, and they put Angelo Osh away for his second try for tonight, taking the score to 52-0, and there is still about 22 minutes left to play in this game.
Yes, of course, there, as we look to that replay, of course that ball is played out and it runs through the hands. That man Tyler Box just makes a little step. You see him handing off a player before offloading, and then the ball is eventually played well to Angelo Osh, who eventually stretches over and dots it down right in the corner. A beautiful one. One thing I've really noticed today with Tyler Box's game is he's very unselfish. And he's always eliminating a defender before and then being able to toss it to a teammate, which is it worked very well for Paarl boys so far.
You can see the handoff as well, Safiso. You can see he's quite a strong lad, and he did brilliantly there to hand off the player before he offloaded the ball. Kian Meedens come forward, he strikes it, and it's to the left-hand side of the post, and the score stays 52-0 with just 9 minutes gone in the second half. I think the guys from Windhoek Gymnasium will have to pick up the game from here. I think it's hard to be in this situation, but from my side, I think they must just keep on fighting. They mustn't let the spirits go down.
My biggest question, yeah, Fraser, is how do you stop a well-oiled machine? Like we always say.
Dit is definitief die probleem waarmee ons sit, Safiso. Hierdie spelers van Paarl boys speel al so lank saam en hulle is so goed. Hierdie geoliede masjien hardloop net al die pad deur. En Wian van der Sand wat op die veld verskyn het, skop die bal deur na die 8ste man van Windhoek Gymnasium. Windhoek Gymnasium wat nog steeds die bal rondgooi, maar hulle sal weer hier in hulle eie halfgebied. En Paarl boys wat baie vinnig daar deurkom. Dit is Gideon van Wyk wat die bal hier het. Wian van der Sand wat die bal binnekant toe slinger. En jy kan sien die spelers van Paarl boys wat baie goed werk al. Bal wat bietjie wyd wild rondgegooi word. Tyler Box wat die bal daar kry. Hy sit 'n kort skopie deur, 'n baie goeie taktiese skop. Well done there by Tyler Box. He was in a little bit of a jam there and he just stepped back and just a little chip over, and he's gained some ground for his teammates to be in the same half of Windhoek Gymnasium that they've been. I think the territory stats will show that most of the rugby has been played in the Windhoek Gymnasium's half.
Yes, and it's all thanks to that intelligence from that Paarl boys high backline. We were always able to spot the space, and it does look as if the players there of Paarl boys have been blown for being offside there.
I think they were a little bit too eager there to go up for the defense, Safiso, and Sammy Poulton's got the ball in hand again, and he kicks it to the other side of the field, away from the commentary box. They're on Paarl boys high's 10-meter line. I hope that they can do something from here, Safiso. That will just give them a little bit of confidence going into the last 19 minutes of the game.
Yes, of course, we do hope they do. And the lineout is there, and it is eventually collected there by Ethan Tiat, who does try to stand his ground, but eventually he's tossed down to the floor. But the pass there was a bit scrappy there by Windhoek as they retry to gather the ball, but they do seem to be moving back as the pressure from Paarl boys high does increase. But eventually they do manage to clear their lines, finding touch, but it was out on the full, so it will go straight back to the mark where it was kicked from. So it's going to be an interesting throw here. Let's see if Paarl boys high can really maybe get up there again and release that backline with the likes of Tyler Box being really influential in the way they've played today. So
Delmar Degenaar wat die bal daar kan insit vir die bal wat daar voorgehou word, die keer deur Paarl boys toe hulle sien nie manne bind nie. Paarl boys wat nog steeds die bal daar in besit het, maar Wian van der Sand wat baie goed doen om daar deur te kom. Hy het baie mooi beweeg daar, goeie voete, en Paarl boys sal hierdie bal mooi deurdryf. Dit lyk vir my so tweede bewegingkie daar. Hy het die bal vasgehou nadat hy geduik was, en hy dra die bal oor. Dis 'n tweede beweging, en dit is dan 'n strafskop. Hy het nie net die bal geplaas nie, hy het 'n tweede beweging probeer doen om oor die doellyn te kom, en dit is dan 'n strafskop vir, as jy net weer daar kan kyk, Gideon van Wyk wat die bal mooi daar voorhou. Hy bars vorentoe, maar dis my weer eens Wian van der Sand met sy vinnige voete daar wat daar verbykom. Hy's binnekant toe, buitekant toe en dan kom hy daar deur. 2 verdedigers op hom en die bal word dan opgetel word daar deur Paarl boys. Hulle dryf vorentoe, maar daar's 'n tweede beweging en 'n derde beweging voordat hy hom plaas en dit is ontoelaatbaar en Paarl boys hy wat dan daar 'n strafskop afstaan en verligting kan bring vir die manne van Windhoek Gymnasium.
And as Sean van Wyk sets up there for Windhoek, that's a wonderful take there by Windhoek Jim, and a show of a lot of power there as that man runs through, and it looks like it's a bit of a drive that's on there for Windhoek at this moment in time as they roll just over into the Paarl Boys High half, and it does look as if the referee has eventually awarded a scrum to Paarl Boys High.
Janu du Plessis het baie goed gedoen om aan deur te kom. Sefise, he did very well. He drove with his legs to get through the tackle. He did very well, but then in the end, it was called a maul by the referee, and because it's a maul, it's a turnover ball, and the guys from Paarl Boys High got the ball in hand. Wian van der Sand is going to put in the ball. There's a lot of the reserves on the field now as well. Gideon van Wyk to the blind side.
It does go quickly, of course. Paarl Boys High now do set up, but Van der Sar does choose to go on his own, but eventually the ball is lost. And it does seem as if it's gone out, and it is a line out.
Wian van der Sand wat probeer het daar en weer eens die klein kantjie aan te val, maar ongelukkig nie daardeur kom nie, maar die bal wat afgestorm word deur Windhoek Gymnasium. Paarl Boys High wat die bal kan ingooi, maar hy skeef. Die ingooi was skeef en Windhoek Gymnasium wat of 'n skram of 'n lynstaan kan kies. En die nommer 20 is ook daar op die veld, Cameron Hanekom, ons het hom al 'n paar keer genoem vandag. Cameron Hanekom, but it's still Kian Meaden on the field, and he is still the general behind there with Tyler Box and Quan Oren that's playing brilliantly. The backline from Paarl Boys High looks like they don't have any problems with the slippery ball.
You can definitely see the way they've lined up there. They're ready to really take Windhoek on, especially those backs there as they set up, mixed with a bit of the forwards there. Ken Meaden does eventually play it, and of course it is that man Jacques Rousseau, and it is Paarl Boys High still in possession of the ball. Ken Meaden tries to go for a bit of a bounce, but very unsuccessful in that, as Herschel van Wyk does push him back for Windhoek, and it does look as if it is that man Quinn Horn who eventually dives over for Paarl Boys High for yet another try. Really, really beautiful stuff there from Paarl Boys High, who still just continues to dazzle and keep getting the points on the board. You can see a few of the Windhoek players starting to show a bit of their frustration there as the game goes on, but we do see where the move started, a bit of a gallop. The man was tackled down, and then eventually the ball was played very quickly, and we see Ken Meaden go there for the bounce, and he's driven back with the likes of Herschel van Wyk assisting there. The ball is eventually played very quickly off the base, and it is that man Quinn Horn who finishes off the move very well to see Paarl Boys High move straight up to 57 points to 0.
It's his second try of the evening as well, Quinn Horn's second try, and Kian Meaden, you can see the frustration on the guys from Windhoek Gymnasium throwing the ball after the try was scored, but it's pure frustration there, Safiso. I think they don't have any answers for this brilliant team from the Cape. Paarl Boys High is doing everything correct at this moment, and that's why the score is 57-0, and there is still about 12 and a half minutes left to go. Kian Meaden getting ready for the kick. Like we said, he only missed 2 so far tonight, so it's a brilliant record. And as I say that, the third one missed, and the score stays 57-0 for Paarl Boys High. 12 minutes left in the second half. I think the frustration in the Windhoek Gymnasium side is in the front now, and you can see that the guys are getting tired. And with this well-oiled machine, as we put it earlier, they just keep on rolling forward.
And they definitely need to hold their composure if they do not want to concede a bit more points. But I do have a slight feeling the ref might just end up calling this one a little earlier. And of course it is Paarl Boys High now, who just regained the ball after having a bit of an issue there with gathering it comfortably off the kickoff. And the ball is played. It is a box kick, hoisted right up to the Windhoek 8th man, Andre van der Merwe, who continues to run very quickly, bulldozing his way, but is eventually tackled. The ball is eventually picked up by Windhoek and is played through their backs. But of course, the Paarl Boys High defense does keep strong, defending really well. As we see there, the big man there, Ethan Tiat, coming in and bulldozing his way through, and the ball has been nudged through, of course, with that man, Maltunison, chasing down. But it is Paarl Boys High puts into that line out.
There you will see some of the spectators having a little bit of fun out there. I must say it's still cold here in Johannesburg. And Safiso, one thing that I actually thought about just now is the Windhoek guys kicking the ball away and giving possession back to Paarl Boys High. Luckily for them, it's skew, and Windhoek Gymnasium decided to take the line out again. And I think that could be the better option for them. We will see the hooker from Windhoek Gymnasium will feed the line out.
The ball is played in, but it is Paarl Boys High who end up winning it as they look to run straight out of their danger zone. And it is such a brilliant run there. Eventually it's fed out to their winger, Javier Farmer. No, mistakenly there, it isn't Javier Farmer, in fact. It is Gideon van Wyk, who crosses over yet again for his second of the night. Another brilliant try there for that the big 8th man. Of course, the move there started deep inside their own half, and they opted not to kick the ball out. They opted to just run the ball, something that we all love seeing. And of course,
Angelo Osh that made the initial break there. He did brilliantly. He timed his pass perfectly, and you can see the wheels on the 8th man is enough to beat the guys from Windhoek Gymnasium. They tried their best, but Gideon van Wyk dives over for his second try in this match. You can see that the guys from Paarl Boys High is really open up the taps now. Kian Meeden getting ready for the kick. More or less the same spot as he got the last kick, and he pushed it a little bit. This time he slots it right through the middle, and the score now 64 to 0 with 8.5 minutes left to go. Kian Meeden got 7 over. 7 out of the 10 kicks. It's still a brilliant record with underfoot conditions. Brilliant kicker from Paarl Boys High.
definitely there, Fraser. But I do feel a little bit sorry for Windhoek, who we saw warming up earlier, and they were really keen to get going in this game. But unfortunately, they just haven't really got going in terms of the scoreboard as well. So they'll definitely be looking to perhaps finish off strong as Paarl Boys High look to start off straight off the kickoff to start off strong. And they do pick up the ball, throwing it around very well, as it's a little bit of a gallop and it's fed inside, but unfortunately Javier Farmer there does leave it behind.
Again, Quinn Horton that actually made the initial break there again. You can see these guys from Paarl Boys just keeps on finding space, and they do it brilliantly. The minute that they go through the gap, there is someone to offload it to, and that's the difference between the two teams tonight.
Of course, the ball is immediately fed to Windhoek there as they look to try create something from their own half as well, opting not to kick, and it is that man Ethan Tiat showing some great strength there. really pulling out the hands and pumping the legs, but he's eventually taken down and the ball is quickly played out into the backs. And we do see Windhoek there. They really don't want to give up. They really want to just keep going and try to get something on the board and something perhaps to take home or to take to the next game that will be taking place on Monday.
They've got this never give up thing, and that's brilliant for them. Ethan Tiart again, but again, Paarl Boys are on the ball, straight up. I think they turned it over. Vian van der Sand plays to Javier Farmer. He steps inside. Javier Farmer has been tackled there, and it's been knocked on. It could have been the number 6 there, Stasnell. And you can see the tempers flaring there a bit.
I think Fraser there, perhaps with the tempers flaring so much and to try avoid injuries as well, the ref should rather just look to maybe just cut this one a bit shorter.
Like I said, the frustration levels from the guys from Windhoek and the off the ball stuff that's happening, I think the referee must do something in this instant. That's something that we don't want to see in schoolboy rugby. It's been a good game, played in a good spirit, and we want to keep it like that. The referee is speaking to the players there. We will see what the decision is. But there's only 5.5 minutes left in this half. It is late, it's cold, and the frustration levels is just picking up as the game goes on.
Yes, of course, as we await there, the scrum for a Windhoek gym. After Paarl Boys High did end up knocking that ball on.
You can see there's still a few spectators, some of the players, and there's a yellow card for one of the players of Paarl Boys High. Can't see the number there. We'll have to see which player got the yellow card.
Liebenberg, of course, he hoffs it straight up just over the 50-meter line to set up a line-out for Windhoek. With obviously just under 4 minutes to go, it's gonna be a tight finish, a tough finish rather for the men from Windhoek, who will definitely look to try and get something out of this game. At least maybe a bit of a positive, something positive to take to that next game. That's going to be very crucial.
Definitely, Safiso. Rikus Jonk is the player that got the yellow card. And Paarl Boys High just keeps on playing. They're 14 men, and they just keep on playing. They took the line out there. And you will see the guys from Paarl Boys High pop over it, and it was dropped there by Angelo Osh. Angelo Osh dropped it, and it was knocked on, and Windhoek Gymnasium will have the opportunity to feed the scrum. But it's Paarl Boys High pack that's also a huge bunch of guys, and they have been dominating in the scrum as well. Let's see if Windhoek Gymnasium can take the ball from there. They've got the ball there.
There's quite a neat one there as the ball is played quickly through the wingers, and the ball is dabbed through very quickly there by Maltunison, who does play it through, but it's collected there very quickly by Paarl Boys. But the referee does eventually blow Paarl Boys for that pass, looking a bit forward.
The referee was in line. I would give him the benefit of the doubt. We're too far away to see what happened there, but he ruled it as a forward pass, and Windhoek Gymnasium is on the attack. They've got one extra player. If they can use that just to get over the line, to get the last consolation try, to get their hopes up for the next game.
Definitely this one could just be to help them for that next game, just to try see if they can really cross the line there of that defensive Paarl Boys High. And the referee does seem to have blown that. Looking for a restart there for that scrum.
Arno Gous that picked up the ball after the scrum was finished. You can see that the players from Paarl Boys High is also getting to that point of the game that there's only 1.5 minutes left. They want to finish this, but they want to finish strong.
Perhaps they'll also be looking to maybe just race up the field like we did see with their last try, running straight from their own try line right to the other side. It's been beautiful to watch.
They can do that. They can create something out of nothing. And the scrum is going to be set for the second time.
It is a feed for Windhoek, but that scrum does look to have spun around, but Windhoek do seem to still have the ball as they play it out wide. It is a little bit of a step there for Windhoek, but Paarl Boys High still defending quite well. Able to really, unfortunately there, that ball has been knocked and it has gone straight into the possession of Paarl Boys High, who will now definitely look to really take that ball right straight back up to the Windhoek try area.
Hulle gaan definitief nie ophou speel nie, Sifiso. Bal wat veld afgeskop word. Angelo Osh wat terug hardloop. Hulle verdediging hou nog steeds en Paarl Boys High wat dadelik oor die bal is daar. Het lyk daarom asof Windhoek Gimnasium die bal terugkry het.
Paarl Boys High again. Send it straight back with a brilliant kick there. An absolutely brilliant kick.
Jaker is met 'n skitterende skop daarso. En die skeieregter wat besluit dit is die einde. Sifiso, if we look at this game, it was a very one-sided game. The boys from Paarl Boys High played brilliant rugby, and the frustration levels in the Windhoek gym team just got the better of them. But we spoke about it earlier. The well Paarl Boys machine is still keep on going, and it's running on all cylinders. 64-0. Your last impressions of this game?
Yes, of course, but it was, as we did speak just before the game, that Paarl Boys High may be the ones that are more suited to playing under these conditions, because we've seen in the Western Cape, in some of their big derbies, they've played under very wet conditions and they don't ever seem to have too much of a problem with it, so they handled it pretty well for me. But well done to the Paarl Boys team again, putting on another 60-point performance, which is lovely to watch on the side. Unfortunate for Windhoek, who will now have to lift up their heads for their next game on Monday.
Thank you, Sifiso. Well done, and we'll see you on Monday for the last few games that's going to take place. Thank you, Sifiso Nayo. Good night. See you on Monday.
Cheers.